Hello, I hope you're enjoying the event. We'll be dropping a feedback post afterwards to let us know what you liked, didn't like, want to see more of next time, etc. etc. I wanted to speak for a moment on the nature of paganisms, how they are defined, and how the branching practices reflect on us as human beings. After all, putting aside the going against the zeitgeist, social norms, and all of that is so appealing to modern pagans, I find many of us are grounded individuals that appreciate the world around us, that often worship the world around us, the spirits of the land, and the gods we see reflected in the beauty of nature. I find it interesting that, at a time where the rest of the world is becoming more and more digital, more online, that pagan religions are booming. Perhaps it's from a need to go back to basics, so to speak. The online world is a noisy, overwhelming place filled with instant communication and constant notifications. And I say that as someone who is perpetually online, and who needs to be for my work and hobbies, unfortunately. Perhaps we are seeing a new equilibrium being formed. The freedoms of paganism being once again allowed room to breathe, and seeming all the more appealing to people who are raised in strict environments defined by inflexible dogma. Perhaps, as many believe, it is the old gods stirring once more. I believe that the truth lies somewhere between all three. I speak as someone who was raised Christian, became atheist before I even reached 12 years old, and then found myself meandering my way to heathenry. It was refreshing to find a path that allowed me to be me, all of me, accepting every quirk and quality. During my time in pagan spaces, I have come to realise that, outside of the few unsavoury areas, there are bountiful spaces where LGBTQIA plus pagans exist without being exposed to bigotry and ignorance. Our beliefs and our gods are multifaceted, complex, far more complex than any human could ever be. Gender, sexual orientation, identity, race, the gods are a mirror to them all. Their vastness allows for a kaleidoscope of representation. Loki defies gender boundaries. Freya stands for love in all of its forms. Hel takes all into her hold, and so many other examples. There's no hate here. The freedom to be yourself is utterly refreshing, and I have found only acceptance in the communities I have joined and thrived in, the Pagan Federation included. I realised I was bi when I was 21. A simple moment of redefining how I define myself. I said out loud into the open air that I was bi. I am bisexual. And it felt like a weight was lifted from my shoulders. A weight that I didn't know I was carrying. My entire life up to that point made more sense. The interactions that made me confused, the conversations I skirted around, the justifications I had to make. For me, my pagan journey also makes more sense in hindsight, elevated to greater clarity. I was a begrudging atheist, disenchanted by Christian beliefs. Becoming heathen felt like coming full circle, and a weight certainly felt lifted from my shoulders too. I guess the theme of this event can really be summed up by the word progress. In growth, and in finding yourself and being happy. In, as cliche as it sounds, a brighter future, a better world. In acceptance for all. One day, I firmly believe that saying you're pagan will be as accepted and normal as saying you're Christian. As easy as saying your name, without fear of repercussion. I would love to live in a world where people didn't have to experience the turmoil and uncertainty of coming out to your parents and peers, and being lesbian, gay, bi, pan, non-binary, trans, and all that the LGBTQIA plus title represents, was seen as expected, as normal as being straight. As the Pagan Federation focuses, among many things, on reducing discrimination of paganisms, I hope the LGBTQIA plus team remains known for being welcoming and providing a safe space. The Pagan Federation stands for inclusivity and stands against hate and bigotry. But for now, I hope that you enjoyed this event. As I said at the beginning, I hope it becomes the first of many. Signing off, this is Sif, and I hope you have a good rest of the year ahead.